The other one you'll see coming forward, which was a bill passed in 2009, Senator Gallo had, and I think I was a sponsor of, co-sponsor, was looking at unifying the healthcare plans. Knowing that many communities in the East Bay are part of the government health group of Rhode Island, GHGRI, it's not expected that those will be impacted by it. It's very efficient with what's being done and effective of how it's moving forward. We'll have to keep a watchful eye like we did when it got passed before to ensure that things that are efficient and effective like that are not impacted negatively. But that's expected to come out June of 2011. What it will look like, what the plans will look like, uncertain. I believe there's 2 superintendents on that commission. I'm not certain who they are.
Do you have any sense of which of the initiatives mentioned by Mrs. Polish have strong support from the House leadership or the Senate leadership?
I actually have a meeting with the Speaker next week, and I'll be able to give you a better feel on a couple of items coming out of the House side.
I've not heard about the...
I talked to the leader already about it. It wasn't, neither one of those items are brought up, but the leader's a little more conservative as far as the teachers go.
I'm not sure if you heard it as well with regards to contract continuation, finding out. I've not heard it on the Senate side. Not to say that it's not being certain. Sally, one other bill that will be brought forward again this year, and maybe the third time will be the charm, at least for me anyway, is regarding the teacher notifications order. Moving that forward.
Okay.
It was close last year.
Yeah.
It was close the year before. Hopefully this time will be the charm and we'll get it over the goal line. We're looking to make it simple and straightforward. Moving the date from March 1st to June 1st.
I mean, one of the bills that I put forth a number of years ago and was to try to change the fiscal years, because obviously everybody's very concerned nowadays, especially in tight economic times, what sort of allotment or commitment the state's going to give in terms of their aid, whether it be a municipality or whether it be an educational school committee system. And one of the issues that we do have, obviously, is the fact that we have a April 15th date for income taxes, and the state of Rhode Island is very fond of receiving their income taxes by the 15th, which means that in order to change the fiscal year, the state would be very difficult to move it 2 or 3 months in that sort of direction. And obviously the hope would be that individual communities would extend their fiscal year like East Providence did a number of years ago, and try to put forth a 13-month budget so that they would move to that direction, that they would have more clarity in terms of what the budget allotment would be from the state.
Because that's always the huge issue. What we want to get, and then we'd like to be able to tell the people. That's why the funding formula, even though we lost it, at least if we have some predictability.
I mean, from an educational perspective, the state fiscal year starts at July 1st, and it runs to June 30th. But unlike individual municipalities, where once you structure your budget, you live with that budget through that whole fiscal year, the state really has another bite at the apple, if you wish, in terms of their budget, because their budgets are predicated on the revenue estimates. And the revenue estimates come out twice a year, one in May. So May, based on those revenue estimates that come out in May, the state would structure their budget starting July 1st. But then there's another revenue estimating conference that takes place in November. So based on those November estimates, then the budget either has more revenues to disperse to some of those shifting expenditures, or in the case of the last couple of years, less revenues, which means subsequently more cuts have to be made to that budget, so that budget would become out more balanced, as you say, at the end of the fiscal year.
Can we we thank you for coming, and we hope you're going to be able to visit us periodically and let us know what's going on. That was a wonderful idea, Mr. Edwards. Thank you.
I think one of the issues that you should give us a heads up on is that there's approximately probably 2,000 bills that get submitted in a legislative year, and I'm sure you have your own lobbyists or your own interested parties that look for particular bills that are of interest to you, whether they be detrimental or in favor of them. And it's important that you notify us, send us an email that these have dramatic effects on the community on passage, so that we know ahead of time so we can stop that particular.
Whether it's through RIAS, Tim Duffy, or whomever.
Right.
And if you could email that, Sally, that would be very good.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll give you back the charts.